Go ahead and call this meeting to order. If everyone would like to stand up with me and do the Pledge of Allegiance first. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone gets practice. I've now been teaching out at the high school and they do it every day, so I'm getting good at it. Back to our district and mission priorities. Here at Greene County Schools, we are promoting lifelong learners through real world experiences. We like to focus on academic excellence, successful staff, resource management, and community relations, always ensuring a positive culture grounded in growth, collaboration, and school pride. All righty. Would you please establish a quorum and call roll?
Silva. Here. Fields. Here. Riphagen.
Here.
Boyd.
Here.
Dominic.
Here. All right. Is there someone who'd like to make a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
I will second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Riphagen.
Aye.
Silva.
Aye.
Fields. Aye. Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right. Is anyone here for open forum tonight? All right, seeing none, we'll go on to our consent items. Any questions, comments, concerns?
I just had a kind of a quick question on our hirings. There was a title of behavior interventionalist. And I'm just wondering like what building and what that is for sure. I think I know, but
Yep, that's
I don't
our,
want to assume.
that's our elementary. If,
It's, I don't know, do you want me to talk about that? Or?
yes, please.
Okay.
thanks, Audrey.
Yeah. Don't just stand up.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So we are losing a school counselor for one this year. We have 2 school counselors this year. So next year, one of our behavior interventionists will not fill the role as counseling duties, but really help us with just working with groups and teaching those behavior skills in smaller groups. I'm guessing is how that's going to go, but also just responding to behavior calls, teaching positive reinforcement to the kids in a small. That's kind of my vision for how that's going to go. I was just talking with Tansy about this today. Her and I, our current school counselor, we are going to work with the 2 of these people before school starts to really define out what our roles are and how those are going to look differently as principal, counselor, and behavior interventionist. So it's my goal, the goal with these positions is to just have more targeted instruction for behavior in smaller group setting that would be different than what a school counselor would serve our school. So
At the Iowa School Board Convention a couple of years ago, there was a group that talked just about that and it was super interesting. And that sounds like just like what they were doing and it was working really well. So cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Seeing none, does somebody want to make a motion to approve?
I would make a motion to approve tonight's consent items.
I'll second that.
With motion and a second, please call the roll.
Fields. Aye. Boyd.
Aye.
Silva.
Aye.
Riphagen.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right. No old business for tonight, so we'll go on to our reports and correspondence.
I'll just say one thing. It's a big kind of a congratulations really to the city of Jefferson for winning the National Main Street Award. They were awarded that on Tuesday or Monday, sorry, in Philadelphia. So that was pretty cool. So for the city of Jefferson, they were one of 3 that were named. There was another one from Texas and another from New Mexico, I believe. So that's pretty cool that Jefferson's on the map for something like that. So with that, I will turn it over. We're going to start with high school first for our student and staff recognition. Mrs. Shannon.
I requested, they're back there saying, wait, this is not the right order. Jacob is in soccer. He has soccer practice waiting for him out there. So I asked to go first. So Jacob Harmeyer, full certificate for you. You're welcome. Jacob is the senior son of Marcus and Tish Harmeyer. You've been wrestling, soccer, Interact Student Council. He was also just nominated this week by his soccer coach as Ram of the Week. So that good work ethic and good character go beyond the classroom and onto the soccer field as well. So here's a few things your teachers had to say about
Oh,
you.
boy.
Jacob may have a bit of senioritis at the moment. True?
Yes.
Okay. But he is ready and willing to learn when necessary. He's been a TA, which is a teacher assistant, and helped immensely with daily chores and keeping things organized. Jacob Harmeyer is a great student that is willing to push himself to reach the goals he sets for himself. He is polite to everyone as well as generally a nice person. Jacob plans to attend Iowa State University in the fall. So let's give Jacob a All right, our next student, and if you need to head to soccer, you can go up if you're in a rush.
Thanks for getting.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, Dexter Ritter, come on up. Dexter, here's your certificate. All right, you are a lot taller than I am. All right, so Dexter is the sophomore son of Molly Ritter and Jeffrey Ritter, and you've been involved in esports, cross country, track. Is there anything I've missed that you've been involved in high school? And bowling. Okay, I missed that. Dexter always comes to class. These are things that your teacher had to say about you. You ready for this? Okay. Dexter always comes to class ready to learn and with a smile on his face. He works hard every day and strives to do well at all of his assignments. He recently gave an impressive presentation about the game of chess, and the entire class learned a lot. Dexter is great to have in class. He is respectful and willing to always do his best. He wants to succeed and works hard every day. He is kind and caring and a positive part of our school culture. Students like him are what makes teaching fun. There you go. All right, the staff recognition this month, I got to pick because we usually have our students of the month from the previous month pick, but we were kind of off a month because we didn't have it. We had a snow day, I think, when so we were just off. So I'm like, oh, I get to pick. So Emily Gannon, can I have you come up, please? All right, so Emily, she's like the Swiss Army knife of the district, okay? She serves in so many different capacities. She's our school information manager, which is Infinite Campus, and she does all of our state reporting. There's lots of titles. When she goes to conferences, she was telling me today, she picks one that she hears other people use, and oh, I like that one. And I thought it was telling of her heart that her most favorite title that she is kind of self-proclaimed was Student Success Advocate, because that's what she's here for. She serves our entire district, not just the high school. We're lucky to have her there most every day, but she started at East Greene in 2012 when we started the whole grade sharing, and has a degree in social work and criminal justice. Just an invaluable asset to our district. You just keep everything running. Most of the stuff is behind the scenes, right? You just do the things. And there's troubleshooting for tech issues, setting up test schedules, managing data system. You do it with precision and patience and all the other things that you do. You co-taught mental health, teen mental health first aid to our 10th graders today. You'll finish that up tomorrow. Your snack shack that you have people come in and get food from you throughout the day, and the 80 plus families that you help with our food pantry. So thank you so much, Emily. All right, last but not least, Louise Allison Lake, come on up. There's your certificate. Allison Wink is our school counselor, and she started her career in education and lingual subtly, I learned today, back in 2011. In 2017, she joined our district as a science teacher before transitioning to school counselor in 2021. She has poured countless hours into so many different things, but something that I just really feel like you're leaving us the end of next month, and we're very sad about that, but you are leaving us in a better place than we were when you started in 2001 in a lot of ways. Our scholarship program, you've streamlined that, you're making it, we have more kids applying for scholarships this year than we ever have, and it's largely due to the process that you've refined over the years. You are just this steady behind the scenes force, making sure that no kid misses out on an opportunity. So also you've done about 98% of the DCAP work. That's another district initiative, and you have done all of the heavy lifting of that. So even though you're always busy, you're also always willing to help. And we appreciate all that you do, and we're gonna miss you.
I wasn't sure if it was skipping me or going.
Come on, Paul. So I did not know that Emily was being recognized, but come on, this way so people can see. But our fifth grade team selected Paul for one of our students. So Paul is a fifth grader at GCMS, the son of Joe and Emily Gannon. Paul is hardworking, dependable student who consistently gives his best effort to understand everything we learn in class. He asks thoughtful questions, takes initiative, and is always eager to help others, whether it's assisting classmates who are absent, helping with technology, or simply lending a hand without being asked. Paul's kindness, leadership, and positive attitude make him a true role model in our classroom. It is truly a pleasure having Paul at GCMS. And he's the deliverer of all my deliveries from his mom. So we do double duty. Krista. And I guess our teachers also select our student of the month. So Krista Larson is our 7th grade daughter of Michael and Jessica Larson. Krista, this is what your teacher said about you. Krista is a dedicated and motivated student who consistently puts forth her best effort in learning new topics. She actively participates in class discussions and always completes her work on time. Krista has a positive attitude that uplifts those around her, often encouraging her classmates to keep going and never give up. She challenges herself and others to grow, and she regularly goes above and beyond in the classroom. Krista's drive and enthusiasm make her a standout student and a joy to have in class. All right, so our classified staff member, Sarah Nicholson, could not be here tonight, so I am going to read hers and what her colleagues had to say about her. Sarah has been a dedicated associate at Greene County for the past 5 years. Sarah is the kind of person who may work quietly behind the scenes, but her impact is loud and lasting. She is kind, hardworking, and always student-centered in everything she does, whether it's offering support in the classroom, helping a student through a tough moment, or stepping in wherever she's needed. Sarah does it all with grace and heart. She holds students accountable while maintaining strong, respectful relationships with them, truly modeling what it means to lead with both compassion and consistency. She's a steady presence and a great role model, and someone our school community has been so lucky to have. Thank you, Sarah, for all you've done to support our students and staff. You've made a true difference every single day. So thank you, Sarah. And then our staff member is Connor Mueller. Connor, come on up. This is your favorite thing, I know. I'm fully aware. Okay. This is Connor Mueller, who has been a valued part of Greene County Middle School for the past 3 years. Connor is known for his quick wit and sense of humor. He's kept us all laughing and smiling, even on the busiest of days. He's someone who builds strong, meaningful relationships with students and staff alike, making everyone feel seen, heard, and supported. This year, he tackled a brand new curriculum. He learned it, owned it, and brought it to life in his classroom in such an impressive way. He's a friend to all, always ready with a kind word or a helping hand. Let's not forget, because Connor is leaving us at the end of the year to move on with his now new wife. His school moms are especially going to miss giving him their daily life lessons and their motherly advice. Whether you want it or not, Connor, you got it. Well, we're incredibly sad to see you go. We are so proud of you and wish you nothing but the best on your next big adventure in life. Connor, you will be deeply missed.
right, it's kind of nice when I'm not the one that starts, then I can just grab the kids out of the crowd and walk up here with them, so. Okay, our students at the elementary school are nominated by their teachers. And I actually have I've got quite the running list, so that's good to know. Hallie Winters is the daughter of Trevor Winters and Samantha Bergman. Here, say hi to your parents. She's in second grade in Mrs. Wilkins' class at the elementary school. And these are the things your teachers had to say about you, okay? Hallie is kind, thoughtful, and hard-working student who always brings a positive attitude to class. And we definitely see that with her smile. She stays focused, helps others, and leads by example. Her smile and kindness brighten our days at GCE. We can always count on Hallie to do her best and lift others up. Congratulations, Hallie. All right, and we'll have Maylee come on up next. Now, Maylee and I learned something really great earlier this year, didn't we? First of all, Maylee is in kindergarten. She's in Mrs. Smith's kindergarten class, the other Mrs. Smith. We have one Mrs. Smith here and the other Mrs. Smith. And she is the daughter of Justin and Chelsea Thompson. And Maylee and I are birthday buddies. Aren't we? We took a little birthday picture on our birthday. I was a lot older than 6, wasn't I? You turned 6, right? And I turned older than 6. So there's that. Here's your certificate. All right, here are the things your teachers have to say about you, Maylee, okay? All right, Maylee is a shining star in Mrs. Smith's kindergarten classroom. She is always eager to learn, quick to help, and a kind friend to everyone around her. Whether in class, in the hallway, or on the playground, Maylee consistently makes positive choices and sets a wonderful example for others. We are proud of you, Maylee. Keep up the amazing work. Congratulations. Okay, our staff recognition is Lois Custer. And you see Mrs. C a lot, don't you, Maylee? Yeah, because Mrs. C, as the kids call her, she is a paraeducator and works with a lot of our littlest kids, a lot of our kindergartners. So she has been with our district for 17 years.
Yes.
Did you realize that?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't ask that question. So our staff members nominate staff. So this is what your colleagues had to say about you. Lois is a true team player and an irreplaceable part of our kindergarten crew at Greene County Elementary. She consistently steps in with a helping hand and a heart full of care. Her ability to support students with both love and patience, especially when it comes to behavior, make a big difference in their day. Whether it's offering a comforting hug or reminding a student just how valued they are, Lois brings warmth, compassion, and dedication to everything she does. We are so grateful to have her on our team. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and our last staff member is Laura Smith, the second grade Mrs. Smith. We have 2 Mrs. Smiths at school, and actually 2 Mrs. L. Smiths. So that's something, isn't it? All right, so here is what she teaches second grade. You've been teaching for 10 years in the district. Did you realize that too? Yeah. After Boost, okay. We nominate our milestones. So there you go, recognize them. Here's what your colleagues had to say about you. Laura is an exceptional educator who always puts students at the heart of everything she does. Her commitment to creating a supportive, inclusive, and student-centered classroom is truly inspiring. She goes above and beyond to meet her students' individual needs, ensuring that each child feels valued, understood, and empowered to succeed. Thank you, Laura, for your dedication and heart-driven teaching. You make a lasting difference every day. Yeah, congratulations. Okay, now it's picture time, huh?
It is. All right, we'll go ahead and
Picture in the cafeteria. So
Yep.
those that got nominated, please hold.
You were on it.
Yours is gonna be better.
Brett, you want to say something? Because
If you want to go, you guys can do
The
that.
eighth grade
But get a picture of them.
Do you want to say something and have a vote on it?
Yes,
Okay,
I do.
okay, sounds good.
I have
When you come back.
I have to pull up that email,
Okay,
to get her actual name in there.
okay, sounds good, because I have it right, like
Yeah.
on my sheet, it just didn't say it on the board website. Because they put Amanda / Amy.
6-7.
This teacher forgot. He forgot on the new hires. Because I was waiting what her name was, it was Amanda or Amy, and then I didn't go back and update the board
Oh.
website.
6-4, 6-something.
Okay, 20%.
Yeah.
That's the bar.
Congratulations on your volleyball win.
Thanks.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty fun. Yeah, we have to be the average age, the oldest team. There's a team with a couple guys that are older, but then they've got some young people on there to like bounce it out. Yeah, I'm the youngest on our team, so I'm definitely not that.
You guys, that's
Sunday
Sundays, right?
Sunday
Right? It's like
afternoons, yeah.
2 to 6 or
Yeah.
something.
Yep, and like depending on your schedule, you might get like a 2 o'clock.
How'd you find out how many hours?
You're there all day or.
Okay.
don't
What would
have
cover
them,
your-
you know, but-
That's cool that because I just started that this year.
They've seen us for a while.
They have?
Mhm. Yep, they just
Okay.
kind of didn't make it a big deal.
20%.
I've only been doing it for maybe 4 or 5 years. The team I joined has been doing it a long time.
Like
over
something like, no, we want a picture.
I got it.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know if Dexter knew he was getting recognition or not. He was just like, why are we here? This is
Why, what's
this
the
is
difference?
different.
What is this?
They're back in a second.
Tripping hazard again, so I've got it.
So how would you like me to go about that?
Should we do another like separate vote? Or do you just want to say, whatever her name was, Amy or Amanda?
Let me pull up the- Here it
I
is.
think it's Amanda.
Didn't need to wait.
I was trying to look up what this girl's name was and then I tried to update the board website.
Amanda / Amy McAllister.
So just want to say that should have been part of the consent items.
So just before we go too far, what we're talking about is there, we had a hire for 8th grade science. We had a recommendation that came in this morning for Amanda / Amy McAllister. She's gonna be teaching 8th grade science for us. So she was on our sheet. We just didn't get it transferred over to the board agenda. So
So it's
So do you
someone
want me
like,
to make a motion to approve hiring of
Amanda.
Amanda / Amy McAllister for the 8th grade science
Yes.
position?
I'll second that motion.
we have a motion, a second, please call the roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Fields. Aye. Silva.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Davender.
Aye.
Sorry, a little.
And just in case anyone else back there heard, we just had a additional person that didn't make it on our list, so that's what we were doing. Back to superintendent reports. Is there anything else? I did want to say, a shout out to our superintendent for representing our schools at the award night for Grow Greene County.
Oh, yeah.
Heard he did a really excellent job representing us. So I appreciate that.
Not knowing you had to speak,
I
and you
did not
did,
know I had
you
to
just, great.
That's okay.
And he's good at that. So we appreciate it. Anything else from other boards?
I would go ahead and report for the foundation, which Boost falls under. Boost committee does all the work for it. But it was a really, really excellent event. I would be surprised if it wasn't record numbers for coming back to the school through Boost funds. I'll let them do their announcement when they do the grand totals, but record number of things going. So it was great.
I was bummed I was not there because I was for the other award that Jefferson got. I was in Philadelphia, so I missed it. So I apologize for that.
We celebrated for you.
It was a great event. Yeah, great event. And thanks, the Ram Restaurant did the food. So great.
Good work.
Good job.
Huge help to our schools.
Yep.
The support. Anything else? Great or good? All right. Other administrative reports. Does anyone have any questions? And also I would say this, if there's ever any of our administrators have something specific they really want to let us know about, please do so. If there's anything that's important going on, so.
I would just ask, Mrs. Shannon, doesn't have anything to do with your report, but it made me think this morning on the news, some school in Iowa was talking about great increase in something because of the cell phone. And so I'm wondering, what's been your perception of the no cell phone? I hate to put you on the spot, but.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I would say we've seen an increase in engagement.
Good.
You know, just as I walk through classrooms, I see a difference in, you know, there's kids not scrolling on their phones when the teacher is teaching. You know, I think, you know, it's still a battle. It's not, you know, kids don't love the policy. They're not ever going to love that policy, but we are, you know, so we're working through the consistency. I think something that's really important from a teacher perspective is that everyone needs to be doing it consistently. And that makes it harder for teachers, you know, when there's somebody that's being really consistent with it, and then, you know, so that's a battle that we are continuing to kind of face that. But yeah, I feel like the engagement from a student perspective is increased for sure. And, you know, something you're kind of making me think I should look and see, you know, and part of the reason we did it too was because we went from a 6-period day to an 8-period day because of semesters. So we had, instead of 67-minute periods, we have 44 minutes. Like, they don't have time to be, I mean, with that kind of reduction in, from the day to day. So I should do some data looking and see, like, if there's a way. I could ask Emily again and she could probably figure it out data wise. But like missing assignments, has there been a decrease in missing assignments? Has there been a decrease in failing grades? Like, that's something that I should maybe look into and just see. So anything
Anything in the middle school, because you also have it, right?
Yes, that was our policy. I mean, it was the policy last year as well. We still battle a little bit of it. Again, like Karen said, students don't like it. Students are never going to like it, but hopefully when the governor signs it, then we can just say it's law that they can't be in classrooms. So it's against the law. I haven't done much data digging just because it was our policy last year as well. But I think engagement is up. It's a little less of a battle than it was last year. So.
I have a question too, Karen, not to pick on you. So in the RAM newsletter, it talked about the number of students we have that are still chronically absent.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you need from us as a board to try to help address? It's a tough one.
It is.
It's a tough one, and I don't know what.
Yeah. It is hard. I was glad to see the number was down. As far as something from you, I'll have to think about that. Legislation is requiring us to have these engagement meetings that require us to sit down once a student reaches a certain threshold of absenteeism. And those meetings, even though they're a lot, they've really had some positive outcomes.
Okay.
And so I feel like that could maybe attribute to, we have some kids that started out the year chronically absent and they're not now. So, because we caught them early enough that, you know what, they've corrected that and we've worked together, we have some interventions in place. So the conversations are just really good when we walk out of there. So as much as I hope they maybe figure out some changes in that legislation, I don't know what that's gonna look like for next year, but those seem to have the impact, but if I think of anything from a board perspective, sure, let me know.
Thank you.
One thing I'll point out from that Ms. Osborne had on our slides there was that all three of our principals went to the Iowa State University Career Fair and represented very well. Did you guys pull anybody from that career fair?
Yep, I think two for sure of my hires are from that career fair. One was actually talking to Audrey and I may have coached her and said, Audrey doesn't have any positions, but I do. And so she was certified and so I did, it was Chelsea. So yeah, it was very well recepted. I don't know, I felt like it was great. We made some really good connections with Iowa State as well as a lot of students.
There were students there that were not student teaching yet. And that was something, well, actually, we were all there looking for teachers for fall. So there were a lot of people that were not really interested in talking to the students without the blue dot or red dot or whatever. And we wanted to talk to anybody, as you can see from our picture, we were really hard to miss. So there was that, but we have some connections made just trying to, promote our district for student teaching purposes, and that's where their avenue would take us, and just getting us out there to, when we have positions open in the future. So that was unexpected for me. I didn't remember meeting potential student teachers instead of teacher candidates. So that was a good thing for us.
Thank you for your time in doing that.
I can't find the report, but I remember reading though, yay, that the softball batting cage is coming, right?
It is.
That's wonderful. I hope everyone realizes that.
It's not going where it used to be.
Okay.
So
That's
it'll
fine.
actually be in the right field
But
fence
it's
right
there.
behind the,
Yeah.
yep.
Oh, that'd be
So
wonderful.
the city worked really nicely with us to kind of get that ground kind of pre-leveled, and then Denhart is gonna they'll come in and do the final grading and then the concrete work, and then they're working together with the installer to get it up and get it in there. It'll be in before the season starts.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be great.
and then JJ Hoyle got the irrigation lines fixed in the outfield, so progress.
Yes.
Good deal. Anything else anyone have? All right, we will go on to the other reports of the MTSS.
Got it, TMA.
All right, so
And
I
what
just-
it says here is, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax and be prepared to be amazed.
The president.
Says the president.
I like that introduction, actually. So if you don't know me, I'm Tammy Brophy. I teach 7th grade literacy here at the middle school. And I'm also on our leadership team. And so we've been doing a lot of work this year. And so one of the things we wanted to bring to you is our MTSS update. So then on the next slide kind of tells you what MTSS is, because we love all of our acronyms and stuff. So it's a multi-system of support for all of our students. When we look at multiple tiers, some of our students need, maybe we call it like 3 dips or 2 dips, meaning that some of our kids just need a little bit more support in different areas. And so we look at reading, we look at math, attendance, emotional support, all of those pieces. So we try to make sure that we're getting all of our students in for every single support that they need. So then we have the next slide, and that kind of shows you our map that we follow. So we start off with our universal screener, which every one of our students takes. And so that really shows as we go through all of our data. We have our data meetings and we look to see, is the instruction in the classroom working? And if it is working, then we're looking at specific students, which students are not getting it. And then we're looking at the targeted skills that we need to focus on. And then we put them into those interventions so that we can make sure that we're showing growth and we're gaining throughout the year. And so some of those things, like some of those targeted pieces might be like comprehension, fluency, vocabulary, decoding skills, so all of those pieces. I have 2 different interventions, and we added one because of the data we were looking at, that we saw that some more of our kids needed fluency help. So I took on another one to do at the end of our school day, so that we're giving them another dip there to help them out with that. So, and then we design and implement our interventions, and then we have like our 4 to 6 week data chats, which is new this year, and I love it because I like having those constant talks about our kids. And then we look to see, okay, this one is not improving. What do we need to do? And so, and then we talk it over, and that's when we came up with the fluency. Okay, I'll take them, and everybody else took my other kids. So we just work together as a team, make sure that all of our kids are taken care of. And then the next one shows you our vision statement. It's, kind of long, but if you look at all the pieces that we've highlighted there, it takes a team to make this work. So it's like take a village taking care of all of our kids. And then we also need, to make sure that we've got a good foundation for our kids. So we're building that foundation so that they've got all of these supports to help them become kind and successful in life. And then the last 2 slides basically is a list of everything our middle school has done this year. And then I wonder why I'm so tired at the end of the day. So Tiffany had put this together and I'm like, oh my gosh, we did all of that. And then it was a culmination of last year into this year. And then it's ongoing. It's ongoing work. But we always say, it's for the best for our kids. So that's MTSS for the middle school. So great. Thank you.
That makes a lot of sense.
All right, moving on to new business. School driving permits.
All right. You've been very patient, all these students. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. So what I'm going to have you do, Maddie, you'll start. And we just would like you to stand up, tell us who you are and why you would like to have a school permit.
I'm Madison Kirstens. I like to have a school permit because I live so far away from school that it is pointless for my mom to bring me to school every day. So I feel like it would be good for me because I can drive to school and I have my mom worry about taking me to school every day.
All right, thank you. Ryder Miller.
Yeah.
You're Ryder Miller.
Yeah, I'm Ryder Miller. And the reason why I want to start driving to school is because, I just don't want to beg my friends for rides. So, and also I live outside of town, so.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Jonathan.
Hey, I'm Jonathan Thompson. I want to get my school permit so I can help my parents out and take my sisters to school, and also be really convenient for me to use it for sports and for future work.
Yeah. All right. Isaac.
Hi, I'm Isaac Vargas. I would like a school permit so my parents wake up early in the morning so I wouldn't have to ask anyone else to give me a ride to school. And if I'm late, I wouldn't have to ask them to come from work to pick me up. So.
Okay. That's good. Thank you. Drayson.
I'm Jefferson Zolman, and I think having a school permit benefits my parents and me for sports and for making my parents' lives easier.
Thank you. So hopefully you all have in front of you a form from the DOT that you'll need to get signed here. I just want to cover a couple a couple of the rules that are on here, but it is up to you and your adults to make sure that you know and are obeying all of the rules, okay? So, you can, with this permit, you can drive 25 miles from home to school, and you need to take the most direct and accessible route. You are allowed to stop and get fuel along the way, but if you live over by Grand Junction, you shouldn't be getting fuel in Scranton. People might find it a little odd. You can use your school permit to participate in extracurricular activities. So that's driving to practices. That would be if you wanted to attend a basketball game, even if you're not playing. Okay, so you can use it for those. You can stop going around. You can also use this permit for driving for work, for employment, but you'll need another piece of paper for that. And when are you allowed to drive? So this is what you need to remember. You can drive an hour before and an hour after whatever your event that you're going to or for work. So if the bus is leaving for a speech contest at 7 a.m., you can be on the road as early as 6 a.m. If you're on an activity bus and it doesn't come back till 10:30 at night, you need to be off the roads by 11:30 at night. Okay, so you've got that kind of flexibility of an hour on either end. You can carry with you one person who is not a relative that lives in your household. So, you can have one friend ride with you, but that friend needs to get in the vehicle with you at your house. You can't stop and pick them up along the way. Okay, so they have to get in the car with you. And really important, all passengers must be secured by seatbelt, front seat and back seat. Okay, so if you get pulled over and your little sister or pal in the back is not buckled in, you're going to get in trouble. And what could happen then is you get a ticket and you will lose your license for 3 months right then, and you'll have to wait 3 months after you turn 16 to get your license. If you get pulled over again, that's another 3 months on your permit, and then another 3 months added on waiting till you're after you're 16. So it's just best to not get in trouble. No electronics, right? Get your playlist, get it all pumped and jamming before you get out of your driveway. And if you're driving for work, there's another form that you have to have that looks like this. And then on the back, it lists where you can go. So like if you're having practice out here, you'll want to write that your location is the middle school football field. And this paper proves, if you were to get pulled over, it proves to the law enforcement that you are approved to be where you are. So if you're driving for work and you work at Casey's, then you're off route. If you can say, okay, well, I am at Casey's because here, see, that's my job. So this is another form that you have to have. Okay. With that, I will make a motion to approve the students who are listed on our paperwork here for a school permit.
I will second that.
We have a motion and second. Please call the roll.
Silva. Aye. Boyd. Aye. Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Fields. Aye. Stoddard.
Aye.
So now you can bring your sheets up to Cindy in the middle and she will sign them, date them, and write her name.
I will prick my finger and put
They called Jill too. This one, that's the other one.
Do you need one? I have an extra one in my car.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I do.
I thought it was already.
I don't know
I'll
if
grab
it's
one.
in
I
Yeah.
have 2 copies.
I lost it.
There's a lot.
So that one,
Grab it.
that one just stays in your vehicle. I mean, you're never
That's
gonna
the
get.
work one?
Yeah,
Okay.
for work, and it shows if you had, you have a mom house and a dad house, then both of those residences can be listed there. Your place of employment, more than one is allowed, but you have to have that,
And that form is just signed by parents, not the school board.
Okay.
This
Yep.
is the only one.
And then this one is if you're, any other extracurricular in school. anything, so.
Do we need to stick around for anything else?
You don't want to stay?
I have some more exciting things to say. Oh, well,
We say that every time. You don't have to say.
You don't have to.
Well, in that case.
Do you want to see how much a new school board costs? School bus.
Not really.
Very cheap.
Yes, it has it.
I'm all faded.
She's good.
I didn't even know I was needed to do this until yesterday.
Thank God for parents.
Well, I had my driving thing yesterday on Monday, and then she said my drive was today, and then she changed it to tomorrow.
Oh, there we go. Close.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. This one.
We have it.
Somewhat serious.
So
There you
it
go.
has to be, it has to be a wet signature.
Oh,
Stamp.
again, I'm ready to pick my finger. Just do it. What else do you need? All right.
Thank you.
I'm prone to losing things, so.
Congratulations on all your wrestling, by the
Thank
way.
you. Yes.
I only know you on Facebook. Good job.
Thanks.
Real quick, just write your name there. So I know I gave it to you and not someone else.
You're not starting a business of selling blank
Yes.
copies, entrepreneurs. You would never.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you guys.
All right. Have a good night. Moving on. A bus purchase.
No, we didn't have fundraisers.
Oh, yes. Sorry, fundraisers.
I'll make a motion to approve fundraisers as presented.
I'll second that. We have a motion and second. Please call the roll.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Fields. Aye. Silva.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. Now, the purchase of the bus.
Yeah, so it's a purchase of a 77 passenger bus that has to be built yet, to be delivered to us in July of 2026. So that's how far, that's the lead time on them right now. So usually every other year we're turning over a bus, just because of the amount of miles that we have to cover in our school district. So this is as standard gets with a bus right now, and with a total cost of $151,483, and that would be
The most basic bus.
yep, with seat belts and all the other fun stuff that kind of covers what we need. So so asking for you all to approve this so that we can get it
Ordered.
get it built and then get it here. So,
So is that keeping us in the every other year?
Mhm.
So because we did 2 last year, right? With
But
because
we
one
had-
wasn't.
One man.
one was with an accident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And then my question on it was, Wi-Fi, does it come with that? Do we put it in on our own? Do we order that?
So we
I don't know
can
if
put
it's
it
on
in, historically we haven't.
Okay. I didn't know if that was an every bus thing, Wi-Fi, or if that was just certain activity ones.
Our activity bus we did in the past, with data cap, so it wasn't used well, and then we decided not to. continue
Okay,
with it, 'cause it
that's-
wasn't-
Yeah, and maybe they don't need it with hotspots and phones and all those things too. It's just,
We can never look into it, it's something that.
okay. And then this is, but one thing I didn't see, do they have air conditioning?
On our activities buses. we
Okay.
do. Yeah. we have
But
a-
not the ones that are on a shorter route and all of
So,
those types of things?
Tim,
Okay.
Tim had asked that question of me earlier.
Would
and
be
so
like comfort.
there's like kind of two different styles of AC that you can do, like an actual like full on unit, which would have that thing like an igloo. And they're anywhere from like 8 to 12,000.
Okay.
Or you can do what they call like an RV style AC unit, which wouldn't be super preferred, but it would be somewhere, it would actually be just knock off a zero. So it'd be somewhere like the $800 to $1,200 range or so.
Okay.
That's would be our best guess on anyway, but and then we don't do under the bus storage except for our activities buses.
Okay.
So.
Well, if the transportation department knows this, they know this.
Yeah, this, I don't want to say it's just, but it's just a bus, and and it's like just one of our regular route buses. So
Okay.
there's no need for
Those extras.
and they're add-ons, and
Yeah.
they're expensive add-ons. So
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions about the buses? Or bus?
Bus.
Singular bus.
Just one.
Seeing none, would someone like to make a motion to approve this bus?
I will make a motion to approve the purchase of a bus.
I will second.
And the amount of,
$151,483.
we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Boyd,
Aye.
Repagan,
Aye.
Silva,
Aye.
Fields, Dominic.
Aye. Moving on.
We talked about this. This is our track replacement. So we've had Midwest Track and Tennis after 3 reschedules, because I think every time we rescheduled it was either a blizzard or like 40 below or whatever. So they actually came out over spring break. Coach Duncan and Coach Merck were with us as well. And so this, it's kind of broken out in 3 different ways, but I would be asking you to approve all 3. So for the base, just replacement of the actual track itself. So that's the 400 meters and like the long extended, here's me, this is my super track knowledge really coming out here.
The starting area.
Yeah, and yeah, you know what, starting area. What'd you say? The chute. I was getting there. We're just gonna stop right there. And then the second portions of that, so there's track surfacing for the long jump pits. So all those going down there. And then we're looking at a new high jump pit as well. So the one that we have right now is kind of this weird plus looking shape, oblong plus shape. That really, it needs to be widened and extended to actually come down to the track. And so Ben Campbell still hasn't got us a quote on the concrete work that has to go in on that, but that's for the track surfacing itself, to cover that whole area. I believe it was an 80 foot by 60 foot area, which right now the track or the high jump pit that we have right now, it needs to be leveled off and it needs to be replaced because it's worn and cracking and yep. So
And this has a 5-year warranty, but what do we think the lifespan of this is?
I think the one that we had in there now has been in there for
I think it's getting close to 13 or 14 years.
I was gonna say it was.
It's been a number of years, and it just kind of depends on, the care, making sure that we're, taking care of it. They'll last way more than 5 years.
That's what I figured.
10 minimum, and if you take care of them, they can go longer than that.
So I believe, I remember the first time we visited with him, which was actually last summer, and the guy that we met with from Midwest Track and Tennis, which is out of Denison, had actually installed this track, but he did so before we merged. So it would have been prior to 2014. So it's been in there for more than 11 years. And we went through a couple of processes where we've done some sealing and some replaced some crack, sealed up some cracks. I think it's on turn 3 in the far corner there. There's some it's cracking, but he had said it would survive the rest of this track this summer, but it would need to be replaced. So that's just for a black track surface. We did ask about doing a colored track surface to make it interesting, but I think to add I think the base colors or the cheaper colors were like your reds, your oranges, your yellows, and I think you say it was another 80,000. And then if we wanted to do, that's just, so it's 80,000 plus. And then if we wanted to make it blue was 110, 120.
Blue and purple, except we're
way more expensive. So we almost be like doubling the cost of the track if we wanted the blue oval like Greene County. I thought we were good. Black seemed pretty fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's that. So the total is down there in the right hand corner. It's $168,045 for all 3 components of it.
Is this something that we have to look for other bids or have, or is there not really anyone who does this?
There's not gonna be anybody anywhere near us that's gonna come close to that.
All right.
And this is from Bevel? No.
It'd be Pepple or sales tax, yeah.
Okay, okay, sorry.
It looks like the total is 168,045. Is there anything else?
Well, I would make a motion to approve the bid for the scope of services listed above for resurfacing the track and in the amount of $168,045.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Sorry, who was the second?
Michelle
I
and Connie.
got distracted.
I even got that, sorry.
I was watching you and I totally, okay. Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd. Aye. Silva.
Aye.
Fields.
Aye.
Dobbs.
Aye. And I am single parenting and I had the phone call and they weren't supposed to call me. So I'm trying to not. I'm like, Brent, will you take care of my child? So sorry about that.
God is kid God.
Yep. Moving on to the 25-26 administrative contracts, not tax.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to keep the people in the back there. Not only are they great entertainment, they're also pretty darn good at what they do, so. So the salary proposals are on the sheets listed along with the percentage increases, and it kind of just breaks down their total compensation package. All told together, it reflects a 3.2% increase. So it's a little difficult to kind of figure out exactly what the percentage was with teachers when we had some subsidized by state, some not. So it's a little tricky, but.
My only question was on the surrounding schools. Was that a principal?
Those are all averaged principals.
Average principal. Okay, I
And
assumed,
that's
but
for this school year.
24,
Yeah,
25.
it's the FY25
Yeah,
data.
okay. Yep, I saw that.
So did the Prairie Lakes, which that is not all the schools of the Prairie Lakes either.
No, no.
For some reason, like when I pull it from IASB, that's the data they give us. So, and then the experience is not their years of experience as an administrators, their total years of experience in education. And then retirement's typically kind of IPers, and then some offer full health, some don't, but a majority do. And then 24-25 is on the far right hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah, this breakdown was super helpful. Well, thank you for doing that. I'll make a motion to approve the 25-26 administrative contracts as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Fields. Aye. Boyd.
Aye.
Silva.
Aye.
Rip Hagan. Dobbs.
Aye. All right. Thank you, administrative team. I'll let you do. And moving on to our classified contracts.
Yep, so classified contracts, so everybody's gonna be at a minimum of $15 an hour next year in all of our different employee groups. So some of our employees obviously are getting a much larger raise than others, $2, $2.50, $2.20. And those who, to at least get them up to 15, those who are not at, or those who would go over 15 would just all just got $1. And then with the exception, yes, obviously there was a lot of movement that we needed to make there with our nutrition staff, which, but we got them, we got them to where we need to be.
And nutrition staff is still paid out of a separate pot, or the staff are not?
It's from the, we have a nutrition fund. It's a federal fund for now. We'll see how long that stays. But then if you scroll all the way over to the right, so you can't go any further, and then scroll all the way down so you can't go any further, you'll see the breakdown of the.
I did not see that earlier.
Of the five different categories. There's paraeducators, custodians, media clerks, nutrition staff, and then just kind of put it all, we kind of boxed it all together as one for secretaries, nurses, and our business staff there. So it's a total addition to our general fund, well, not all general fund, but it's an increase of 120,190, or it's about 6.84% increase for our educational service personnel.
And they settled on 2%
The what?
state funding for next year?
2% SSA, yep. And so last year they did that, Bill, if you remember, the appropriations bill of 14 million, our chunk of the pie was like 36,000 or something like that. And Coltrane can correct me on the direction that this goes, but the House recommended 22 million, the Senate said 0, and so the number was 0. So there's no appropriation funding as of right now coming for this, and given how long it took them to pass SSA, which I don't think that's actually fully passed.
I don't either.
But at least they got something through, or it's not signed yet, sorry, it's
Yeah.
passed and
Yeah.
not signed.
It will
Yeah,
go.
thank you, yeah. It will be, yeah, which is kind of what we assumed. But this now gets us to a pretty darn competitive.
Yeah.
At least for all of our employee groups across the
Yeah.
board.
Thank you for your work on that.
I would make a motion to approve the 25-26 classified contracts.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second, please call the roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Rickhagen.
Aye.
Fields. Aye. Silva.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye.
Thank you for that team.
Yes, looking at the 24-25 budget amendments.
Yeah, so it's kind of the time of year we always have to make some different budget amendments as we're kind of closing, well, getting real close anyway to kind of closing out on FY25. We just have some different amendments that we need to make. So it's really about setting a public hearing, which I believe we could probably do the public hearing next. Is it soon enough, or do we have enough time or space to be able to do it next Wednesday?
No, because you need.
Or we do our next regular board meeting then? Okay. Which will just be May.
14.
Yes.
So would someone like to make a motion to set that public hearing for May 14th at our regular time?
I would make a motion to set the public hearing for the 24-25 amended of current budget on May 24th at 5:15.
14th.
May 14th, 2025 at 5:15. A lot of different numbers there. Here.
I'll second that. All right, we have a motion and a second, please call the roll.
Fields. Aye. Rickhagen.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Silva.
Aye.
Dominic.
Moving on to board policy review 208 through 209.4. Any comments, questions? They're pretty straightforward. Talking about our meetings.
Yeah. And my only comment, it talks about open forum. And on here, it says you have 3 minutes or 15 minutes for a group. But on our open forum thing, on our board thing, if you click on that, like back on our agenda,
It says 5, right?
it says 5.
Okay,
And I
so
think they should be the same.
We need to.
We need to put it to
adjust
3.
on our agendas then.
On our agenda one, I'm just thinking the open forum thing needs to say you have 3 minutes, not 5 minutes.
Correct, and I do think,
And I don't, if it says slightly more for groups, I don't think it has to be specific, but don't have one say 3 and one say 5.
100%. We have, what was I gonna say? It's a suggestion of, I think it said in here, 3 minutes. Didn't it?
That's usually pretty standard.
Yeah.
The board policy says a suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we should suggest at the beginning of our meeting 3 minutes as well.
Perfect, we will do that.
Or make an amendment on our board policy to switch it, but let's
Let's
just
just.
switch the thing we don't have to vote on.
So,
And then we just need to remember on 208.14, we just need to remember at the public hearing, citizens in the district need to register at the door.
Yeah, we need to public hearings, that's right.
Oh, so if they want to talk, they need to tell us ahead of time.
Yeah,
Well,
there's-
just a minute
They
ahead
need
of time.
to
It's,
sign.
yeah, it's just literally something as simple as like, what's your name, what's your address? and
Okay.
Right.
Your contact,
Okay, so if anyone out there is coming in May, sign up at the door. Okay.
or next week,
Or next, oh, yeah.
final budget approval.
Okay.
all right, with the board policy reviews, would anyone like to make a motion? to Approve those?
I make a motion that we approve board policies 208 to 209.4.
I will second that.
A motion and a second, please call the roll.
Fields. Aye. Silva.
Aye.
Boyd,
Aye.
Rick
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, we'll go ahead and adjourn. Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah,
I forgot the next meeting next month, like, wow.